And I did embrace atheism. And atheism taught me not just how to recognize power imbalances, but the lack of agency, autonomy, and just how little protection women have in these religious environments. I mean, Christianity creates a dynamic where women are always less than men, and that girls are fetishes of men's inability to keep their hands to themselves, men's inability to control themselves, and everything that's wrong in this world. The extreme versions of Christianity teaches is because women have a lack of spiritual autonomy. They blame women for the fall. They blame women for everything. And if a man stumbles, they blame a woman who was just existing. Not at him, not for him, just existing. And every woman in the Bible is a different type of woman. A woman in distress, a whore, a symbol of God's judgment, a woman who's lucky enough to even have her name mentioned in a book that's based off men, a disgraced woman. Women are only seen in male-centric religions as a female exception. I mean, people like Ruth and Esther, they're the exception to the rule. They're not the rule. And Christians can say, well, certain women are remembered in the Bible. And I said, yeah, a few. Just because Christianity treats women and children a little bit better than the Romans and any other group of people at that time doesn't make them better. I mean, imagine religious people saying, well, just because I don't hit my wife, I ignore her, I belittle her with my words, but I don't hit her, so I'm better than the domestic violence perpetrator. Imagine someone claiming morality because they treat women who could legally be killed by their husbands in Roman times as we're moral because we're a little bit better. That doesn't make you a moral human being. If whatever it is you're comparing to yourself is the worst man possible on the planet, being a little bit better than the worst doesn't make you a good man. It just makes you a little bit less of a pig, but that doesn't make you Prince Charming. And that's how Christianity sees themselves. Well, instead of having men rape women and throw them away, we're morally better because we force women to, after the rape, marry their rapist. That makes us better. It doesn't. It does not make you a better person. In my opinion, it makes you worse because now people know you for that. I'd rather be forgotten, alone, and not remembered than being known as the religion that treats people like they're disposable. And it's so sad how religion treats women. How it sees women as nothing. My own family believes that God is punishing people if they elect and allow a woman to be a leader. That if the woman was the most qualified, the most dynamic, the most interesting candidate, they would completely disregard them because they're not a man. I mean, what kind of person does that? What kind of person sees people as disposable? It's ew. And it's very much true. The person who's most likely to hurt you, rob you of your autonomy, and treat you like second class Is the person you claim to love the person who sleeps next to you? Or worse, your own parents? So it's not much of a jump to think that women are not safe. It's not a big jump. And it's so sad how women are just devalued. And they shouldn't be. It's funny how Christians think that women should be in the home. That women's place is in the home. But that's the place they're most likely to be murdered, in their own home. How little do you think of somebody if all you think they're good for is making your dinner and cleaning up after you? So, if you see women like that, you're not a moral person. I don't care who you are. If you see women as your own personal sex toy, where you don't care about her feelings, her desires, or the complete lack of desire, or even the pain she feels when she forces herself to be with you, you're not a good person. You're a rapist. And Christianity creates the dynamics of a rapist and a rape victim dynamic. And just because you love someone doesn't make it any less rape. And if your partner isn't more excited about having sex than you are, that's your first clue something is not right here. And when the average person cannot read the room, you should not be having sex. If you're not 100% or more sure that your partner, whether it's a long-term partner or a hookup or whatever, if you're not more than 100% sure that person is so enthusiastic about having sex with you that you have to peel them off you, you better be doing some body language check-in or read the room. But I did grow up in these environments. Luckily, I never got married in it, and I never slept with anyone in these environments. It's predatory. And not every church does this, but if you call yourself Christian, you're okaying this kind of thing. Because the Bible does not give autonomy to women. Because every Christian believes your body is not your own. I mean, it's the basic of Christian doctrine. I mean, it's as Christian doctrine as the Ten Commandments are to the Jews. The Torah. I mean, you can't be a Christian and not believe the core values of Christianity. Because if you say the Bible is a good book, you're saying that everything shown in this book that is not fixed, corrected, or anything that is not explicitly shown to be bad, and it's not addressed, you're saying that it's okay. And that's why my professor always said, if religious people actually read the books of their religion, they would cease being religious. Unless they're a psychopath. So, yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that I am not religious. Because who wants to be a part of a religion that says that women owe their husband sex? I don't know anything. Marriage, or whatever long-term partnership you have, is an agreement to being together. It's about sharing a life. Whatever life you want, traditional, modern, a combination, or nothing like that, whatever. Being together is about having a life together. It's not about just rolling over. Okay? If your partner isn't more enthusiastic than you are, stop doing it. I live in a much safer place being an atheist, because atheists never say you have to have sex with someone because of a belief, because it's God's natural plan, or because men deserve it. Nobody deserves sex. It's a privilege that is completely owned and controlled by the other person. You control your own sexuality. You're your sexual gatekeeper. If you don't want to have sex, you don't even have to have a reason. And you don't have to tell anyone that reason. That's your business. And there is something insidiously evil about religion and sex. Because any institution that has to control how you have sex, with whom, what time, and what's even allowed during it, it's all about control. And it's all about viewing women as a piece of meat, or as something that they owe, or something that they own. And it's not okay. It makes me very uncomfortable. And biblical marriage is not between one man and one woman. It's between one man and multiple wives. That's why they call it polygamy. Nowhere in the Bible does God say marriage is between one man and one woman. It says, a husband, love your wives. That's the way it is. And anyone who believes that biblical marriage is between one man and one woman, they're defending the patriarchy. They're defending white man privilege. I don't care who gets married, as long as you're adults and consent. I don't care what you do in your house. I don't care what you do. Just live your life. And there are so many bad things going on in this world. We should not even be talking about owing people sex, because that is gross.